So you want to buy a new car, but not really. You want to buy a new used car, right? Okay, so before you start scrolling through 1,000 sources on the web just showing you the one and only car to buy, you need to sit back and let me tell you the one and only car to buy. No, but really, all the others will tell you that instead of telling you what you need to know to confidently buy any used vehicle. So in the next 4.52 minutes, I will tell you what to look for in a used vehicle in terms of key factors you should decide on and know the colors included in this list. Secondly, I will tell you 3 car companies to completely stay away from, and then I will narrow this work down for you and tell you personally the 2 best bang for your buck cars in terms of longevity, breakdown rates, and cost to drive. But if you just want to hear my opinion on what's the best 2 cars to buy, just skip to the end where I'll be listing them. So with that, let's get to the first point. Now before I continue, I must tell you that I'm talking about cars, not SUVs, trucks, or vans. I'm talking about cars. These points probably apply to those types of vehicles too, but for the sake of accuracy, I'm just going to talk about cars. So the very first thing you should look for when looking at any used vehicle is the mileage. Most used cars you'll find will have anywhere between 40 to 200,000 miles on it. And of course, you should always go for the car with less miles unless it's too expensive for you. But high mileage cars can be really reliable if you buy the right brand. All of the cars I drive have more than 140,000 miles on them, and they're still going. Now if you're going to buy a car and you want to know how long you'll be able to drive it, it's real simple math. You just calculate how many miles you got left until 150,000 and divide that by 5,000, which is the average number of miles a person usually drives in a year. So if you have a car with 50,000 miles on it and you still have 100,000 miles left of driving until 150,000, you're looking at about 10 more years without having to worry about a thing. Another thing you should look for in a car is damage history. If the car has been wrecked and supposedly been repaired, it's hard to determine its lifetime, as mechanics today really just rig the thing up as cheaply as they can, so you'll be coming back soon for more repairs. So if you're not really a mechanically inclined person and don't really know what you're looking at under the hood, I'd advise staying away from cars with a wreck history. The next thing you need to watch out for is technology, and I don't mean touch screens and stuff like that. I mean stuff having to do with the engine and transmission. Like if you see EcoBoost or hybrid or power boost, that just means it's a bad engine that they threw some more junk on to supposedly make it better. Engines like that are also more costly to repair and should be avoided. Lastly, if you find a car that you like, look up that car's problems. Now there's always going to be a few people that say the car is junk, but if you find a bunch of sites and mechanic forums saying that the car is junk, you better just move on to another one. In point number 2, I have a list of 3 car companies you shouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. And at the top of our list is Mercedes-Benz. Because it's a luxury vehicle, it's not quite fair, but you should still stay away from this brand. Their cars are known to have all sorts of problems like engine mount failures, oil leaks, air suspension failures, transmission issues, and it rusts to bits. If you live up north and you buy this car, if it isn't already rusted through, in a couple of years you won't have any frame left. And at that point, to repair it will cost about as much as buying a new car. So stay away from the Mercedes-Benz. Next is Volkswagen. There's nothing to be said about Volkswagen except that Volkswagen just builds cheap cars. And it wouldn't be too bad if they had some sort of power behind them, but they keep on putting those dinky old engines that break down every mile inside of their vehicles. So you should stay away from Volkswagen also. Lastly is Chrysler. Chrysler is sort of like Volkswagen. They're cheaper to repair, but they have way more problems. The main complaint with Chrysler is engine failure. They have great little engines when they're working, but that's only about 54.238% of the time. Also, this brand has more failures all around than any other brand I've mentioned. So if you like to sit in a mechanic shop waiting for them to give you a ridiculous repair bill, buy this car. Now finally, the 2 specific cars I found very reliable without having to put your house in mortgage are, number 1, the Toyota Corolla, and number 2, the Honda Civic. The Toyota Corolla all around is a very rounded car. The basic engine and transmission make them a very affordable repair if they do break down, which is very rare. Almost all of them last 200,000 miles, and one can easily be picked up for about $8,000. Honda in general as a car company, their trucks and vans leave much to be desired, but when it comes to their cars, they just know how to make them. So the Honda Civic excels with its high safety ratings and its amazing MPG numbers at 30 in the city and 39 on the highway. Like the Toyota Corolla, repair costs are comparably low, and this car will almost always be in the 200,000s when it retires. Both vehicles are super reliable for the price. So that's it. If you liked this video or found something wrong with my choices, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. And if you want to find out how to make some free money, watch this video here. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.